A lot of your younger folk don't want to get into trades. They've been sold on this myth that college is where you got to go.
Yeah.
College is where you have to be. And no one really ever tries to show them, like, hey, there are other jobs out there. Sure, you got to put in a lot of effort. Sure, it's a lot of hard work, get your hands dirty. But on the other hand, they get paid a lot. It is harder to teach older folk a lot of newer technology because sometimes they're scared of it. Sometimes they just don't want to learn. They're stuck in old ways. And in my opinion, a lot of places are kind of failing and dropping the ball when it comes to trade education. A lot of your programs, they're not connected with the people who get the jobs. I mean, I'm looking at what my brother might be doing here soon and looking at what, EVIT might be doing soon here in Arizona, the East Valley Institute of Tech. They want to partner with either, local trade unions or local opportunities. So it's not just, hey, come learn. Oh, and then you get a certificate, but it's more like, hey, come learn and get a job.
Yeah.
And students, they often don't get to see that side of the work. All they get told is that's blue collar work. You're going to hurt yourself. It's hard work. Go to college, go learn something at university and go into debt.
Hi, I have with me this afternoon Louis Peralta. He is a board member of the Osborn School District in Phoenix, Arizona. So thanks for being with us.
Anytime.
He is also a full-time classroom teacher in Scottsdale.
That is correct.
So you have a really interesting perspective of both the policy level and also with the kids.
I do. It's an enlivening experience, to say the least. Being that I get to see my classroom as it is on a day-to-day basis, it helps me inform the policy decisions for teachers in the district I serve in.
Okay.
It's a lot of people on school boards. I thank them all for serving, but at the same time, majority of them are parents who their classroom experience comes from their child. Mm-hmm. So it's for me, it's a balancing act. Board should have that. So that's why I like to say I serve on the board as a teacher. Serve by day, teach by night.
Well, that's great. That's great. So with pedagogy as it's evolved and where we are today, it's not so much what you know, but what you can do with what you know.
Yeah.
Hands-on, project-based learning.
Absolutely.
And that starts bringing to light a whole variety of different areas of the curriculum, but let's focus on, from the state standpoint, trade education.
Yep.
Hands-on, providing the skills that really we're losing those skills as some of the people in the workforce retire.
Yeah.
And then some of the areas that involve technology, it's hard to teach older tradesmen something new.
That is, I hear that coming from family members who work in the trades. A lot of your younger folk don't want to get into trades. They've been sold on this myth that college is where you got to go.
Yeah.
College is where you have to be. And no one really ever tries to show them, like, hey, there are other jobs out there. Sure, you got to put in a lot of effort. Sure, it's a lot of hard work, get your hands dirty. But on the other hand, they get paid a lot. It is harder to teach older folk a lot of newer technology because sometimes they're scared of it. Sometimes they just don't want to learn. They're stuck in old ways. And in my opinion, a lot of places are kind of failing and dropping the ball when it comes to trade education. A lot of your programs, they're not connected with the people who get the jobs. I mean, I'm looking at what my brother might be doing here soon and looking at what, EVIT might be doing soon here in Arizona, the East Valley Institute of Tech. They want to partner with either, local trade unions or local opportunities. So it's not just, hey, come learn. Oh, and then you get a certificate, but it's more like, hey, come learn and get a job.
Yeah.
And students, they often don't get to see that side of the work. All they get told is that's blue collar work. You're going to hurt yourself. It's hard work. Go to college, go learn something at university and go into debt.
Right. And the other one is we're going to teach you some skills in school.
Yeah.
But then when you get to a job, you're going to have to learn some new and different skills.
Yeah.
And when you partner with a company, they're going to help. Those kids are going to come out and pretty much be ready to go.
When you partner with a trade union, or let's say you partner with a union, you got the boiler makers, you got your electricians, you got your pipe fitters and plumbers. They're teaching you the skills you're going to need in your job on a day-to-day basis. That's a lot different of a vocational prep than you would get at a university, that you get at a high school. But those are opportunities that students need access to. People say the pendulum swings back and forth, but for me, it's been stuck too far on a university standard.
Yeah,
and that's coming from someone who's university educated. I have my bachelor's, I'm starting my PhD, but I also recognize some students, college may not be right for them.
And they may not know that until they're too far spending money third year of college, second
exactly.
year of college, and they wasted time and money.
I mean, yeah. But at the same time, though, it's also potentially why do universities get the same level of funding for grants and scholarships for students, but trade schools don't? I mean, I get it. You may have to pay so you can get your tools and access to them.
Right.
But at the same time, there should be funding available for that, especially at high school level.
Okay.
Because those programs are important.
Okay. So when it comes to trades, I guess it's a little different from a job standpoint, different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Some parts of the country, it might be woodworking. Other parts, it's welding, and so on. So what do you see in Phoenix would be, say, 3 of the trades that would be in biggest demand?
Based off, recent developments in the valley, they're going to need pipe fitters, they're going to need welders, they're going to need metal workers, they're going to need electricians. We have TCSM, I cannot talk right now.
Yeah.
Taiwan Semiconductors, they're moving in. They got 2 plants coming in.
Huge.
You got Facebook has a data center out there right now. Intel's winding down on their construction, but they're going to still need, engineers and other tradespeople there. You have all these other plants coming in. This should be a sign for people to say, hey, we need to reinvest in trade work as well. It's not just bringing in people from out of state. If you want to talk about being competitive as a state, why are we not investing more in our high schoolers and showing them more trade opportunities? Because like I said, we're going to need pipe fitters, we're going to need boilermakers, we're going to need electricians. Absolutely, that's an investment for the future. Mm-hmm. And yet we're not showing it as well as we can to our high schoolers.
Will you have to entice students to take these courses, this academic pathway?
I think you would have to entice them, but you also have to get them away from the idea of the office job. Because a lot of students, they want to work an office job. They want to work something so that way they don't have to worry, about, I have to be up at 5 and work, hurt my back, do something, work, get my hands dirty. So it's I wouldn't say it's not just an enticement. It's also re-educating them on opportunities. Mm-hmm. I mean, enticing them, it's easy. It's like, hey, you do this job, you can start out at $70K a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that for me, if I heard that as a high schooler, I would have been like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, and there's trades that it is clean.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you become a pipe fitter plumber, you work your way up, you eventually learn CAD, computer-aided drafting, you get into a CAD department. Eventually, from there on, you're working in a clean lab because every piece you have to build needs to come out spotless.
Right.
So it's there, the enticement's there, it's just the kids need to be shown it.
Okay. If anyone has any questions after they see your video, would be okay for them to reach out by email and contact you and
absolutely
ask any questions? Because you have such an interesting perspective, a board and an active teacher with today's students, today's programs.
Yep.
So
no,
you're not a retired teacher, you're an active with what's going on right now.
Oh yeah, the way I put it this way, if I'm to leave my classroom, I'll have to be drug out of there. But no, if anyone wishes to, talk about it, I'm starting my PhD in August. I'm going to be needing to talk to people. Please feel free to reach out.
Okay, sounds good. Louis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.